bit surprised he was kept on after that first over. Fleming looks to cash in by coming down the track. I thought maybe another over of Irie with Fleming on strike. In the fifth, it could have been a good option. Hold back Yadav, who obviously has great death skills. No Karen KC again today for Nepal. Did you find that a surprise?
Well, actually, I found that a surprise the last game when Nepal played Kuwait, but Nepal winning the game against Kuwait, they wanted to go with the winning team. That always happens with the team.
Yeah, particularly with the day off. Maybe if it was back-to-back games, they might have kind of rotated with Kami and KC or Yadav and KC. Gulshan Jah, of course, another fast bowling option. Hasn't bowled much of late, bowled very infrequently. If you are wondering about the fixtures for the next stage, it'll be interesting to see as to how they play out, because the way in which they've already been allocated, you can check this out on the ICC website or the Wikipedia page after news, quite nicely laid out. We'll see, depending upon the result of this match, it will dictate the fixtures. So we now know that the UAE are kind of seed 1 in Group A, and we know that Qatar are seed 2 from Group A. In Group B, if Nepal were to win this, they will be the seed 1. If that was the case, that one just thuds into the top of the pad probably, but if that was the case and Nepal went on to win this, they would play on Sunday afternoon, they would then play on Monday evening. All the teams have a rest day, then play on Wednesday evening under the floodlights, and then they would also play their final game on Friday afternoon. Friday is the final day of the competition, and probably with flights coming in and out, actually it's the only day where we have a morning and afternoon game only. So we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but as the musical instruments rattle here around us, the crowd getting louder and louder, that's what the sides have to look forward to.
That was hit straight down the ground by Kendall, the ball rolling towards the boundary. This over has been good for Japan. 2 boundaries in this over. And then Yadav a bit expensive.
Strange shot, wasn't it? Sort of dragged it straight down the ground. Not a straight drive, but sort of almost half a check pull shot. It came off the lower half of the bat, but very effective, his second boundary.
Yengo, taxi, food, delivery. Get it today.
Big appeal, and given not out. After a long think, it's hit something. Yadav was almost celeb appealing, and Kendall Fleming waiting for over to be called before walking down to his partner. Definitely carried through very cleanly to Asif Sheikh. Massador Rahman Mukul asked to calm down. Yeah, may well have hit the trouser, the back of the thigh pad. Looked like a good decision to me.
It can be the flap of the pad as well. The ball stayed a bit low. He tried to pull the ball. It was back of the length. Nandan Yadav showing a descent there. You shouldn't do that. That is why the leg umpire.
Lakshanik, energy 8. Energy Hanekai, Red Bull.
MIT, an internationally recognized degree, Bagbazar, Kathmandu. Prime billet बाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड Panchakanya 500 XT or 550 XT. Panchakanya Steel.
Bender Singh Ari, change of ends for him. Important over this one always, the 6th and final of the power play.
It is, and it's good that Nepal has Dipender Singh Ari to bowl this 6th over, the last one of the power play.
Looks for the reverse sweep, no contact made at all. For those who won't have faced Dipender Singh Ari before, he's an unorthodox bowler who can be tricky to get away because he's so flat through the air.
He's flat and he gets that drift away from the right-hander. He gets the drift into the right-hander as well.
Round the wicket now and looks to exploit the offside. Kushal Malla will have to hair after that one. Will be two more to the total. The other thing he's quite short in stature. So his release point, which can be reasonably round arm at times, it means you're not going to get a lot of bounce. And he's a very clever bowler. He watches the batter intently before he releases it. Always an important over this sixth. Japan need a boundary or two. Those boundaries just don't look like they're coming.
No, he has to do something different, Rahman. That is what he did the last ball. He went, gave himself room, tried to play over the offside. All the fielders are inside the circle in the offside.
Looks for the boundary, but a good piece of fielding. Gulshan Jazz fielding, well, in the Unity Cup against the West Indies, it was sensational. And he has significantly enhanced his third string, the batting, bowling all-rounder. Super work, 3 runs saved.
Gulshan Jai has improved his fielding a lot. Even his batting, he was first bowling all-rounder.
That's a bit more like it, and that's the intent that Japan need, and it'll be the skipper who hits the third boundary of the innings, his third too, to round out Dipender Singh Ari's second over. He's got none for 10. The power play, well, Japan coming back into it. They are 31 for 1.
अनेक एनर्जी 1 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
ज्ञान एक्स्ट्रा लङ ग्रेन बासमती राइसको 20 केजीको प्याकेटको खरिदमा पाउनुहोस् क्यासब्याक तुरुन्तै आफ्नो हेल्थी वालेटमा।
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ कच्चपको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ। Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dog Fantasy.
आयामी लाइफ बाल किरण जीवन बीमा।
I watched most of that on ICC TV, and there's a fearlessness to their batting that we haven't quite seen yet today.
No, that is why I say they were very tentative to start off with. Both the openers, they were tentative. That is why the run-out was created.
It was this man who was the hero, Isam Rahman, with 64 off just 39 balls. Gives it a really good tap. He was in good form in the warm-ups too. Sandeep Lamachani comes into the attack, and you'd imagine his 4 overs against a side who won't have played against him unless somebody, I think actually, was it this man Rahman who played in the top end T20 for the Northern Territory side? I think he might have. So maybe, if memory serves correct, I think he got out for a low score, so maybe he's the only one with that single down the ground who's actually faced any of these Nepal bowlers before. It's going to be a bit of X factor here, and I like the move from Rob Powell to get the slip in place.
There's a slip in place, a short third, deep point, and a short extra, and long off. On the off starts with a googly to the left-hander, nicely picked up and played it late towards the boundary.
Very well read, yeah. For Isam Rahman, born in Kyushu, one of the so many cities in Japan. Both of his Bangladeshi origin parents were studying in Japan at the time. As the reverse sweep comes out, hits the pad, but I think probably a little bit too far down, maybe a bit too much bounce. Signal will be interesting. He's given his leg by, so no bat involved. But Shiju Sam couldn't be talked in or convinced that that was going to go on and hit the stumps.
I think it was struck outside the lineup off stump. That was a leg spinner, not a googly.
And I think in addition to that, you're right. Probably going on to miss the off stump alongside it, so not a lot going for that appeal. Chani has the headband on today. Goes with that googly. I think that's pitched outside leg. Amachani interested, but you've got to get it to pitch in line, and when you turn it as far as he does, it's difficult against a left-hander over the wicket.
Very good decision again by the umpire. That was definitely pitching outside the leg stump.
Yeah, for me, it's a more attacking option to come around the wicket as a leg spinner to the left-hander. It also then brings that LBW into more likelihood. Another googly, sticking with the googly to the left-hander. You can see the mystery and the magic from Lamachani.
He might slip in a leg spinner. This very delivery. 3 googlies to the left-hander.
Could be the setup. 2 consecutive, 3 in total in this over to Fleming. think it's another wrong and out of the back of the hand. So it goes with 4 on the bounce. Good first over from Ramachani, only 3 off the bat from it. 35 for 1.
ज्ञान एक्स्ट्रा लङ ग्रेन बासमती राइसको 20 केजीको प्याकेटको खरिदमा पाउनुहोस् क्यासब्याक तुरुन्तै आफ्नो हेल्थी वालेटमा।
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ कच्चपको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ।
पुस्तौं पुस्तालाई मायाले जोड्ने जिन्दगीलाई अर्डिनेरीबाट एक्स्ट्रा अर्डिनेरी बनाउने सधैँ केएफसी।
Nice atmosphere out there. All of the Nepal fans braving the heat and enjoying in their home away from home the action here in Muscat. There's a big minibus that arrived with a whole host of the Nepal fans. They have the, what do they call them again? The NRNA, don't they? The Nepali Non-Residents Associations with chapters all over the world. I'm sure there's one here in Muscat, and I think there's been some organisation going on behind the scenes to get the fans here. As Lalit Rajbanshi comes into the attack, there's a big minibus. Didn't slog swept very effectively. Going to be just 1 bounce and a goal for 4. Sundeep Jora has a really good effort at it, but I think he was probably more trying to stop the 4 rather than affect the catch.
Nicely swept that on his knees, trying to go for the catch. Sundeep Jora couldn't get to it. Brilliant effort by a very good fielder.
Yeah, I think it was always, even if he gets a hand to that, it's going to be a miracle to haul it in. But he might have been able to just kind of parry it down and save the 4. Good, powerful slog sweep as the matchup, which is a good one for Japan. Left-handed batter taking on the left-arm spinner, starts well. They have learnt the lesson. Don't run 1 to Dipendra Singh Airi.
This was straight to his hand.
Yeah, that time, not even a consideration, and rightly so.
Good.
Little flatter, and you can see that Rajbanshi's doing everything he can just to keep it away from the leg side. He'll prefer bowling to the right-hander now. The field will change significantly. Very well drilled, Nepal, aren't they? You see, they don't even really need to hear a shape from the captain or the bowler. They know where they need to be, despite the left-hand, right-hand combo.
That is what the brilliant mind of all the players. Another quick single. Oh,
Couldn't quite do his best, Irie,
Sir,
impersonation with the run out off his own bowling. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. One of the weaker fielders in the side, Rajbanshi, but he made a really good effort at this. It would have been tight, really, really tight with the direct hit. Might have stayed in the batter's favour because we don't have the third umpire for line decisions to check upstairs. A very, very close call there. Good fielding. Fleming happy to go through the offside. Absolute game of cat and mouse we're witnessing between the 2 left-handers.
Seven runs of this over so far. Only 5 balls has been bowled. Rahman is doing a good thing as he's giving the strike to Fleming, the left-hander, against the left-arm spinner.
Looks for the big slog sweep, gets a good piece, and is going to get the first maximum. In fact, yeah, the arms will be extended. It's very bright here, so difficult for us to pick it up as well. But the fielder just watched it soar over his head. Rahman's at it again.
There was no hint of a turn. The ball went straight into the right-hander. Good pickup shot, slog sweep over mid-wicket for a 6. After 8 overs, Japan doing really good, 48 for 1.
Laksha Anek, Energy 8. Energy भनेकै Red Bull.
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV hybrid टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर, वर्षौं वर्ष। Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfi's dark fantasy.
Cannot give that out. And Sandeep Lamachani, he needs to learn that, Paresh, because that's pitched so far outside the leg stump. You're almost kind of doing yourself more damage by appealing for this one.
He's intimidating the umpire, Sandeep Lamichani. That was pitched way outside the leg stump.
Bit of the boy who cried wolf, though, as well, because if you keep appealing, it's just going to end up then, as soon as you get one plumb, the umpire will end up turning it down. Now, goes down the ground and hits it ever so elegantly. Well, that's a glorious stroke. It's the shot of the innings, without doubt. It's one of the shots of the tournament thus far for me, because it's against the spin slightly. I think it's the googly, but it's given enough air for Fleming to get underneath it and go all the way. The 50 comes up in majestic, magnificent style.
It was overpitched by Sandeep Lamichani and given a bit of air as well. That was a googly. Well picked up by Fleming and hit it straight down the ground for a 6. This is a good start for Japan.
And the ball's been lost. I think it's been hit down, possibly even over the car park, which is an almighty hit. Take a look at this. Staggering stroke. Japan